Don't let the digital media guru steal your time, money, or self-confidence. I'll show you what to look for and how to protect yourself next, only on 100 TV. Let's do a controversial show.
It's time for the StreamLeader Report. Discover the hottest trends in digital media. Here's your host, Ross Brand.
Thank you, Jody. Welcome to another episode of the StreamLeader Report. It's episode 4. I'm Ross Brand from Livestream Universe, and today we're going to dig into an issue that we all know is out there, and it's something that you really can't help but notice from the time you get into the digital media space. And so I've been watching this creature emerge and evolve, play its tricks, threaten, befriend, disarm, and attack since I started live streaming in 2015. Creature, of course, is known as the digital media guru. Most prominent on YouTube, certainly the YouTube guru is a particularly prominent species of the guru, but you have live stream gurus, podcasting gurus, and gurus of every other kind of online media that you want to think of. So why am I doing this show now? I guess after watching for a while the space, I see patterns emerging, and I see the same patterns emerge over and over again, and the same people telling me, well, I need to do this for my content, or we need to do this for our network because XYZ said so. Because this guru or that guru, that's what they teach. That is their MO for succeeding. And this isn't to knock anyone in particular, nor is it to say anyone that everyone or anyone that appears as a guru doesn't have something of value to offer, whether it's in their free stuff, whether it's in their paid programs. But there are certain ways that certain gurus work that if you're new to the space, you might not be aware of. You might have fallen for it yourself. Makes you question everything you're doing. It makes you think twice. Well, I'm not having quite the success I wanted to, and all the gurus are saying you need to do X, Y, and Z. So perhaps I need to really be doing X, Y, and Z, but yet I feel in my heart that I'm going in the right direction. But the gurus are saying to do something else, so don't they know better than I do? I mean, they've had so much success. It's one of the ways that the guru operates. So I'm going to break down the different types of guru. I've got 5 subspecies of guru that is roaming the internets and the interwebs, ready to pounce, ready to prey. Whether they're doing it through bragging, they're doing it through sympathy, they're doing it through befriending, through sliding into your DMs, putting out some free content, make you think they have the answer, so you pay for more. And again, I want to separate the guru from the person who's really providing good help, whether it's consulting, it's courses, it's teaching. There are plenty of people out there who are helping people get better at making YouTube videos, get better at turning their online content into something that works for their business, get more skilled in going live, put out better podcast episodes. Those are not the people I'm talking about here. Of course, we don't usually think of those people as gurus so much as we think of them more as consultants or educators or coaches. And of course, all these lines do blur. But I want to go over the 5 subspecies of guru that you're gonna come across. And this way, you'll be easier to spot them and the tactics that they're using in the wild. So the first subspecies of guru that I want to talk about here is the one I call the UNIVERSALIZER. They sell their approach that they started out, didn't know what they were doing, did some tests, some research, worked with some different people, trial and error, spent years at it, and they eventually figured it out, and that's why their channel or their podcast has blown up. It's why their live streams are getting tons of viewers and sponsors and all kinds of stuff. They figured out the formula. They figured out what it takes. And so what they have to offer you is their story. Here's how I did it. They don't have the ability to adapt to you as a person, your niche, what your strengths and weaknesses are, what your business objectives are. What they can tell you is, here's what I did to become successful. I'm not even sure that this type of guru is being manipulative in any way. They are just saying, hey, I had success. Let me show you how I did it. The problem is you aren't them. You don't have the same skill set. You don't have the same audience. You're not trying to reach the same audience. You may be better in other areas than they are. So your route to success or to fulfilling your business objectives may be different. Be careful of the universalizer. I should have come up with a title I could pronounce. But this is somebody who has a limited vision for what can be accomplished. And if you don't follow their steps to the T, and again, they only can tell you what enabled them to be successful, not what enables everyone who's successful to do it. And if you don't follow their steps to a T, then guess what? It's your fault because you trusted your own instincts. You bought into some of the plan, but not all of it. So you are to blame if you don't succeed because they figured it out and were good enough to share it with you, get you to pay for it, and you didn't follow it step by step. So the universalizer usually has succeeded. They may have good intentions, but their vision on what it takes for most people is limited to only, can I fit that person into my trajectory, my path that I took? And really that isn't how it works. Most people who are successful may have some things in common, but they certainly have differences, and those differences can't be minimized or pushed away, or you're pushing away often that which helps make somebody really good and what is their key to becoming successful. So from the universalizer, I'm going to go to another breed. This breed I don't have much respect for. This is the one I call the secret formula marketer. They've got the secret formula that'll make your YouTube channel blow up. They can't share it publicly, but if you send them a small amount of money, they're going to give you that formula. Now, usually they share it with their clients and these big companies that have, had massive success and bring in, 7-figure incomes. by using their formula. But they're going to offer it to you for $49.95 if you just pay right now. And that formula is like, it might have the 3 words that if you put in any YouTube title, your video is sure to go viral. Or, the one color that you can add to your thumbnail that'll get you 10 times the views of your thumbnail without that color. That they're offering you for the right price. And that trick, of course, is all that it takes. And all you have to do is pay, I'm sure, and employ that trick, and you find out pretty quickly there's a lot more to succeeding on YouTube or as a live streamer or as a podcaster than some BS formula, okay? This marketer is kind of cousins with the species that tells you, the 3 words that'll get you anybody to give you money, or the 3 words that can make anybody fall in love with you, or the one sentence that will get you everything you want in the world. It's nonsense. Be aware of that. There's no secret formula for success in digital media. All right. That brings us to the third type of digital media guru to look out for. I call this person, and it's a long name, and I guess it's because I just came up with these names in order to classify somehow these different types. I call this the hide-the-ball trickster. This is one that is out there a lot. And again, this one particularly in YouTube, although in the podcast field, there's some of these people working their magic as well. And this version of the guru leads you to believe if you just had their time and attention, they could share what they know and it would set your content on fire. They will typically have a series of programs, getting their students to advance from one level to the next, thinking at each stage they will get time and access to this guru, and this guru will impart the knowledge that they use to make themselves successful, that they've used to help their big name clients. This person's probably fairly successful at what they're doing, which is why people think if they just consume enough of their content or take enough of their courses, eventually they'll get that magic secret that will help them go to the next level. This person's far more evolved than the secret formula marketer. The hide-the-ball trickster actually has developed well-thought-out concepts and has programs and has all sorts of ways and understands analytics and understands the flow of content and different things. This is a person who has talent, but ultimately either they don't know how to help somebody get good or help somebody become more successful, or they really don't care about their students, their clients, except those who are paying the real big bucks. And so this trickster doesn't care enough to learn about your niche, to customize his or her advice so that it fits your personality and the content that you're creating and what's unique about the audience you're trying to reach. And thus, even if this guru does spend time with you, their input is basically worthless for any channel that has under 200,000 subs that's run by a single person or a small team. They give general advice, they give general theories, they have general ideas about how it works. But they never really get into giving you the access that they promise. Oh, take my course. We can go deeper into what you need to do to succeed. You take their course. Then their next one is, well, if you come into the advanced program, then you get more personal attention, whatever. You're thinking you get it with them, but, maybe you get a smaller class. So then you go to the super advanced program, And then supposedly they're going to mentor you once you've paid all that money and taken a third program. And of course, you get one of their acolytes who will say nice things to you and basically make sure that you never contact them. Okay, so this, of course, is a little bit of a caricature, but it gives you an idea of what to look out to when it comes to the hide-the-ball trickster. The next subspecies of guru that's out there that does a lot of harm is a guru type I call the minimizer. This is a guru who's reduced success in podcasting, in YouTube, and live streaming to a couple of elements. They've decided that they can help anybody grow their podcast just by telling you need to get a lot of reviews, and that'll do it for you. And they've got the advice, got to get more reviews. Your podcast isn't hitting 1 million downloads. You only have 15 reviews. Got to get more reviews. That's the answer to everything, right? Get those reviews. DM everybody, tell them to write a review. On the YouTube side, usually takes effect with titles and thumbnails. They've reduced success on YouTube to titles and thumbnails. You're not getting the results you want. You're not getting the views you want. You must be doing your titles and thumbnails wrong. You need to go back and redo your titles and thumbnails or work on your next video, title and thumbnail. Less time on the video, title and thumbnail. Of course, nobody really knows the answer to this. There's so many different factors that go into why a podcast is successful or why a YouTube channel is successful or a YouTube video. Not even sure whether reviews have any impact on the growth and visibility of a podcast. Certainly, titles and thumbnails have an impact on YouTube, but you can't reduce why somebody's successful to that. And that often doesn't take account of an entire group of skills that person used, from skills in editing to skills in scripting to skills in, how to construct a video, how to hook an audience. A lot of times the people who focus in this minimizer category aren't really talking about the full set of skills that they bring to the table that's helped them get good. And I feel like they're cheating their audience because they're not helping them get good at the skills that would produce good videos. They're putting it on a couple of things that can influence the algorithm, things that are a little bit up to debate, things that, can move the needle a little bit, but aren't the sole reason or even the most important reason why their stuff is successful. You can tell somebody, oh, your title's not good enough, your thumbnail's wrong, whatever. But how much time can you spend teaching them? Can you even teach them how to do a thumbnail that will work? Can you teach them how to write better titles? And if you do, will that make a difference if their content isn't good otherwise? So the minimizer is, again, and on the podcast side, they're not helping you tell a better story. They're not helping you conduct a better interview. They're not helping you engage with your guest better. They're telling you, go get more reviews. That'll make you blow up. It's an easy answer to a difficult question. All right, so we've been through the Universalizer, the secret formula marketer, the hide-the-ball trickster, the minimizer, and now we come to number 5 on our 5 subspecies of digital media guru. And this one's I call the greatest hits artist. This is a version of the guru who was at one time on the cutting edge. of whatever medium they talk about. They achieved success and as a result became in demand as a speaker on the conference circuit. But that was 6 or 7 years ago. And they're still doing the same speech now. Whether you saw them in 2017, you saw them in 2020, or you see them next week, they haven't updated their material. The same speech is going. Of course, we know algorithms, technology, platforms, strategies all change over time. The online world isn't so static that the same approach can be used year after year, and yet the greatest hits artist is living off of their name and some prominence that they established before others did. And at one time they did understand what it took to be successful. But now they're wasting your time. If you heard their speech 7 years ago, get ready. You can say it along, sing along with them as they give the same talk. There's nothing really in there. They're only selling their name. So those are your 5 species of guru, how to be aware of them, how to look out for them, how to know that kind of what they're doing, what their game plan is. I'm not even sure, like I said, with all these folks, it's intentional. But regardless, you're likely to be disappointed if you spend a lot of time or money trying to learn from these folks. I'm going to give you some things now that I think you should look for, you should count on if you want to get better at podcasting, live streaming, YouTube. Number 1 is the fundamentals never let you down. That means getting good at the content. That means doing the different things that go into putting together a good video or audio product, and also promoting it and marketing it, and everything that you can control that comes from you, your talent. That you have to keep refining and keep getting better at. All the tricks in the world, all the algorithm plays, all the, thumbnails and reviews and all that stuff isn't going to matter if somebody clicks on your video or podcast and they don't like what they hear. The fundamentals, how to open a show, how to hook people, how to promote it, how to deliver great content, how to conduct an interview, how to close your show, how to ask in that call to action for a next step. All those things go into great content. Learn them. Get good at them. Focus on that. The results can follow from that. Another thing I highly recommend is when you do go looking for strategies that work, focus on what people like you are doing, not a generic one-size-fits-all solution. But what are people who are similar size, similar level of influence, similar size of following, similar level of influence, perhaps a similar type of niche. You're doing business content, they're doing business content, you're in the food industry, they're in the food industry. What are they doing? What strategies are they employing? What platforms are they going to? How are they promoting themselves? Take a look at what they're doing. See what's working and what's not working. That's better than generic advice from a guru who knows nothing or has no interest in talking about specifically your niche and what you're attempting to accomplish. Stay up to date on news and trends. They can tell you where opportunities can be found. They can help you be the first to take advantage of new features on platforms and new technology, which can give you a leg up, particularly during the time when a platform or a company is out promoting those that use that feature that they want to roll out and get attention for. So if there's a new live streaming feature on YouTube, go with it. Try it. Play around with it. If there's, short form videos right now, vertical videos are being pushed a lot on platforms. Do some of those. See if that works for you. See if that gets some traction and brings people over to your longer form videos. In addition, I'd say be competent in or outsource necessary skills that are complementary skills. So you want to either be competent in these skills or outsource them, and these are complementary skills for audio video creators. Things like graphic design, how you repurpose your videos, how you handle the tech. Either learn how to do these things well enough that they're not a weakness for you, or outsource them if you have the budget and you have the ability to someone who can handle the graphics and the repurposed videos and the tech, so that those things don't hold you back. A lot of the gurus rarely talk about all the elements that go in. If they talk about one of those elements, such as graphic design and thumbnails, they overplay its importance by 100 times. Remember, no matter what you do, remember, people come back to watch again and again because of you, the host. They may come one time because you have a well-known guest or a guest with a popular audience, but if they come back again and again, there's only one reason. It's because they like you, the host. They want to hear from you. They like how you talk about the subject. They like how you relate to your audience. There's something intangible about you that draws people in. If you aren't being true to you because you're trying to be like one of the gurus or follow their formulas for delivering content online, how are you going to find an audience that resonates with who you are and what you have to offer? And so you can only go so far in following other people's ways of doing things. You have to still, no matter how good a strategy is you're trying to employ, you can never lose yourself. You are the one, and your unique qualities are what draw in the audience. People come back for the host. Another thing to be aware of is, and gurus use these as examples all the time, celebrities, big media, people with huge social followings really are not good role models when it comes to the strategies and tactics to use. Celebrities get a following because they've had fans for ages. So they don't have to follow what would be a foundational, fundamental strategy that you or I would need to employ to get people to show up when they go live or when they upload a video or distribute a podcast. Think about you and how you can resonate with an audience, and start there. And then you can tweak the strategies and the formulas and all that stuff. But your content is where it starts. Your content is where it ends. And I believe in you. And that is the StreamLeader Report for Episode 4. Thanks so much again for joining us. We are off next week for the Memorial Day holiday in the U.S., and we'll be back with new shows the following Monday. So take care, everybody, and thanks again for joining us on the StreamLeader Report with Ross Brand, only on 100 TV. Take care, everybody.